Have you heard about the covers of The Economist magazine? In this video, we intend to review The Economist's cover in 2025. The presence of meaningful, symbolic, and encrypted images has attracted a lot of attention to this magazine because in past years, symbols and images that predicted future events were shown in this magazine. In 2024, we witnessed various events, each bringing significant changes to human life, from the advancement of artificial intelligence to the expansion of cryptocurrencies. These can lead to progress in science and technology, or turn their living environment into a frightening and uncontrollable place. The rapid development of technology certainly brings both opportunities and challenges. It's fascinating to see how these innovations shape our world, isn't it? Now let's return to the main topic. In The Economist magazine in 2025, interesting and strange symbols can be seen, the interpretation of which can decipher very important and impactful upcoming events. It's fascinating how symbols and imagery on magazine covers can spark so much speculation and interpretation. Just as in previous years, the cover of this magazine has predicted important events, and this occurrence is very interesting in its own right. With a little attention to the symbols and codes given on the covers of this magazine, we can conclude the events that may occur in the future and be prepared for them. For example, imagine that in 2019, we were familiar with these codes in advance and found out about coronavirus was going to spread worldwide. Imagine how much we could have increased our preparedness in that condition. Of course, official explanations are provided on the subsequent pages of this magazine, but researchers and conspiracy theorists believe that the meanings of these symbols go beyond the official explanations. For example, the cover scheme in black, white, and red is believed to signify war, chaos, confusion, and conflict. Now let's decode some of these symbols. On this cover, images of influential political figures, missiles, eyes, cities, and planets can be seen. Let's analyze them one by one. First, let's go to the most important and perhaps most influential symbol in this magazine. Donald Trump, the elected president of United States, who has recently been re-elected for a second term, could play a game-changing role in this year's events. Will he be able to overcome his challenges in the future? How will his domestic and foreign relation with other countries be? Will any significant and remarkable events occur in the United States during his 4-year presidency? These are questions that the future will answer, but the fact that The Economist magazine places him at the center of this year's events leaves room for discussion. It's intriguing to think about how Trump's second term could impact both the US and rest of the world. Another symbol in this cover is the eye with radioactive sign in it. It might be a chilling metaphor for the nuclear tensions that define our era. The ongoing Russia-Ukraine war has not only redrawn geopolitical lines, but also revived fears of nuclear escalation. This symbol could be a warning to the world in which the Earth is on the edge of a possible nuclear war. Russia's veiled threats of tactical nuclear weapon use have kept NATO and its allies on edge, forcing a recalibration of global security strategies. This radioactive eye also casts its gaze toward the Middle East, where the simmering tensions between Iran and Israel threaten to ignite a new front. Iran's nuclear program, shrouded in secrecy and defiance, has pushed Israel to the brink of considering preemptive action. Such a move could spark a regional war with global ramifications, further destabilizing an already fragile international order. The radioactive symbol within the eye serves as a stark reminder of the devastating potential of these conflicts, where the line between conventional warfare and nuclear disaster grows perilously thin. Interestingly, the radioactive eye isn't the only eye in the cover. There is a different eye evoking a possible different meaning. This eye is formed with 0, and one which it's a symbol of cyberspace. This eye formed with 0, and one can be a reminder of cyber supervision. The point is, what this eye tells us exactly. Is it the fact that the governments supervise us, or the cyberspace does itself? Remember when the future felt exciting? It's 2025 and now the air is thick with apprehension. Every like you hit, every whispered conversation is monitored. They call it cyber supervision for our own protection. But is it the whole story? Back then, it was only the government who did the monitoring, but now the corporation's algorithms knows more about us than we do ourselves. They track our purchases, our every movement, even our conversation. They know our favorites, our despise. They got to know us so well that they can predict our behavior. Not everything about cyber monitoring is count as a disadvantage. It needs supervision and protection like every other environments. But to what extent? Does this supervision end up compromising our privacy? Is there anything we should be concerned about? Is there any way to protect our privacy? We notice if our privacy is compromised, or it will be just a secret to the supervisor? How far will this monitoring go? We can't help but notice the governments sees this as an opportunity to exert more power over their people, and we wonder how much this will impact the society. One more interesting hidden message in this page is that we have a part of a face pictured throughout the cover. 2 eyes, 1 lips, 1 nose, and one more piece of the puzzle to solve. Another mysterious symbol is the hourglass, with a surprising fact that we had seen an hourglass back in 2024 in this very magazine, with a slight difference. In 2024, the hourglass's sand in the upper half has emptied into the bottom, but in 2025, things are quite different. Can we interpret that an era is set to end in 2024 and a new one started in 2025? Having the hourglass and missile and radioactive eye and nuclear energy sign can be the indicator of a nuclear war's countdown? If you look at the bottom of the page, you see a red fist that always has been a symbol of fighting against dictatorship and social protest or any matter related to the People's Revolution. The red fist on the Economist 2025 cover symbolizes the rise of global movements for social justice and equality. This might refer to Iran, where people are fighting for their rights for decades. This imagery resonates deeply with the ongoing struggles of the Iranian people against economic hardship, political repression, and social injustice. The red fist represents not only the women's movement, but also the collective voice of the Iranian community demanding change. The potential for revolution in Iran is fueled by widespread discontent with the current regime, echoing the sentiments of a population yearning for freedom, democracy, and a better future. Now look at the top of the magazine. Have you noticed the picture of Saturn and the city, which is probably blackout? How are these two related? If you look closer, you'll notice other planets too. Why are they placed like this? What it's trying to tell us? One theory is that it's referring to planetary alignment. Planetary alignment occurs when planets line up in the same region of the sky from our viewpoint on Earth. This rare event creates a stunning display, with planets appearing close together. But what's the point here? The Saturn is on the center of these planets, but it's not the only one. We can't help but notice the black and white Earth and the picture of the city, both of which can be a sign of blackout. Scientists believe it is projected that solar storms will be approaching Earth. Solar storms release intense energy from the sun, which can disrupt Earth's magnetic field. These disturbances can lead to power grid failures and citywide blackouts, affecting millions of people and their living. There are so many other signs like the pictures of missile, explosion, the electric automobile, and etc., which are somehow too clear to explain, and some more like the syringe next to the Asia and Africa continent maps, which I leave you thinking about, and please share your thoughts with us in comment section and subscribe us to get more interesting videos. Goodbye.